Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. And finally, it's time to install a power frunk for my new Model Y Juniper. Some of you may know I install a power frunk on both of my older cars, the Model 3 and the older Model Y, and it's super convenient. The reason I always install them because I will use the front trunk a lot more often than non-power, because the non-power you would have to open the frunk and then use your hand to open and then use your hand and press to close, and if you don't close it correctly you might damage the hood of your Model 3 or Model Y too. That's why I love using a power frunk, so I can just use my phone app to open it like this and then put anything I want in the front trunk, take it out and then just press the button to close. Very convenient. I don't have to manually close it down and then push it down to lock anymore, and I can also use my Apple Watch to open and close too, like this. Really convenient compared to a non-power front trunk. So in today's video I'll show you what comes in the box and then detailed step-by-step installation. It should take about 1.5 to 2 hours to install, and then we'll test it out and see how it works on the new Model Y Juniper. Now let's go. Let's see what comes in the box of this new power frunk for the new 2026 Model Y Juniper. And here what came in the box. Let's take a closer look. Start with the power struts. So we will have to replace these two power struts to the manual struts that came in the car. I'll show you later in the video how to remove and replace them. A little tricky because the space is really tight in the new Model Y, also the old Model Y too. And this is the main controller box. So this communicates between the car to power, to turn on and off, to close and open, and also the two double-sided tape for this unit. So that's we will be installing and hide it underneath the front. And this is all the wire harness that came in the package. We'll show you everything in the video, and extra zip ties, small zip ties to manage the cable. Also bigger zip ties, so we have to tie the main controller box underneath the front. And this is one of the main component, which is a auto latch. So this will attach to the manual latch in the car, and then this will power the latch to lock in and unlock. Also attached with a manual opening, emergency manual opening. So we have to run this down to the front bumper or a towing cab. So we'll have to stick on that, and we'll have to use a fishing line that came in the package to fish down this part right here. And this is the extension for the manual emergency latch. So in case the power or the car, the battery is dead, so or if the control box is failed, so you'll be able to open your front manually with this manual and latch right here. And this is a joint, so this is a replacement joint. As you can see, this joint right here connect to the struts, the new struts, because the location is a little bit different from the stock. So we have to unscrew the stock and then replace with these two. So left and right, make sure you install the right one. Alright, so we pretty much saw everything that came in the box. Let me show you where you can get this new power frunk for your new Model Y. You can get this new power frunk kit for new Model Y Juniper from Handshow or handshow.com. As you can see here, there are two different versions that you can choose between the US or China factory or Berlin factory version. So make sure to pick the right one for your car, and if you are interested you can use my special discount code DAD for extra 22% off, and this is the price after the discount. Right now let's go and install it in the new Model Y Juniper. Before we start the installation, let me show you all the tools that you would need to install this new power frunk on the new Model Y. So first, a masking tape, so we'll mark this with the latch right here, and then a long flathead, small flathead screwdriver, and 10mm socket wrench, 13mm socket wrench, also Allen key, or the Allen key for the socket wrench. Also this one, a trim removal tool to help remove some of the plastic clips before we remove this whole thing. So first thing first, we have to remove this panel right here. Let's remove the top panel first. You can use one of these trim removal tools. It's plastic, to open it up like so, and then just use your hand to remove them. So there are a whole bunch of plastic clips underneath. Same thing on this side. Just slowly ply it up. So the top part. Then you should be able to remove this whole panel out. Next, we're gonna remove the top. So before we unscrew these, we have to remove this button right here with the light. So emergency open buttons with the tow hook. So just remove the tow hook for now. And there are a few clips on the top. So just use one of these tools again. Pop the clip open, as you can see. And then same thing on this side. There you go. So that's it. The whole thing was just popped out. There are 3 different clips on the top part, and now we just have to unplug the switch first. Okay, so to unplug the switch, I would use something small. Push into the locking clip right here. Pull it out. Now remove this whole thing out. Next, just use the 10mm socket wrench to remove all 4 bolts. Those are 10mm. Like this. Remove them all. All 4 bolts are removed. Now we should be able to remove the top. Here you go. Just be careful with the weather strip right here. Just gently remove it out from the weather strip in the front on top of the light bar. The next step here, we have to remove the HEPA filter. Just sits underneath the top. So there are 2 10mm again with the socket wrench. 1, 2. Now let's remove the HEPA filter. Just those 2, and that's it. And now we remove pretty much everything that it needs to be removed. This is what it looks like underneath everything, all the panels in the new Model Y Juniper. So you have the AC unit, you have a high voltage unit, that's also high voltage, connect to the high voltage battery on the bottom, and you have a steering wheel rack right there, and then 16-volt lithium-ion battery. It used to be 12, but I think from 2022 and up and newer, they changed everything to the lithium-ion 16-volt right here. So you have to connect the power from the 16-volt. We'll see later in the video. And 2 more clips that we have to remove because we have to access the original OEM strut right there. So that's the left side if you're looking from the inside of the car. So that's a strut, 1 strut right there we have to remove. So remove these clips, this one right here, also on the other side, so easier for us to access. It's a tight space, this one right here too, because we have to access that struts right there. We have to remove it and then replace it with those power struts. Just use the trim removal tool. I got the whole set from Amazon. I'll drop the link down below too. So use this one to remove these clips. Make sure you save the clips though after you remove it. So we have to put it back in after the installation is done. As you can see, so we can move this around a little bit. We have better access to the strut. Same thing on that side. Alright, you can see here, so I can move this thing a little bit. I don't have to remove this whole thing out. This way I can just, have a little play here to access to remove the strut. So first we have to remove and replace struts. First, I would just do one by one. So remove one side first and then move to the other side. To be safe, you can find some kind of stick to kind of stop the hook to falling down when you remove the strut, but it should be okay since you are removing one by one. So before we remove the strut, I will remove the strut on the left first. Let me show you. So I was trying to use the flathead screwdriver, but for the OEM strut, I think it's too big. So I used one of these picking tools, like I think this one is like 9 inches long. Got it from AutoZone. So you just put it in like so, and then just pop this part open. So this, when this part's open, it will unlock the clip on the inside, so you'll be able to remove it. Without doing that, it'll be really hard to remove. So let me show you on the right hand side first. So right hand, if you're facing the inside of the car. As you can see there, I used the tool to pop this part out from the joint right there, this one right here, and then we have to remove this one using, I believe it's 13 millimeters, and then the top one, it just right here. So that's why I need the stick to hold the hood open, otherwise it just fall on my head. And then we just have to pop this one out. So we just have to use this tool and kind of push it in like so, and then just pop it out. Here you go. As you can see here, I used the tool to release the lock, so it loosened on the inside, so it doesn't lock anymore, so we can remove this whole thing. So this is OEM, and then we'll replace it with hand show. But before we replace this one, we have to turn so the wire part down, and then this one on the top. So we have to turn this one inside and then turn this one out, because this one will connect to that joint over there, and then another one will connect to the one on the bottom, but we have to replace that one right there. As you can see here, I used the 13 mils to remove, and just use your hand to unscrew all the way out. Now we have to replace this with use this one, so it has to be on the right. This is the right side, so we have to, this one has to face down like so, and then use the screw that come with it. So this is the screw that comes in the package, and then we'll have to replace this on the same hole that we remove this bolt out. So we can use either this or this one right here. I'll just try to figure out which one to use, because the space is really tight. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit this in here. As you can see there, I replaced it with the new joint that would be installing the strut with the screw. It's really hard, and it's to show you while I was doing it, because the space is really tight. Yeah, I was just using this end here, just turn little by little, and then we have to do the same thing on that side too. But now let's install the hand show strut first, the power strut for the power frunk. As I mentioned before, so we have to put the wiring part down and then the other side up, but it will face opposite. So this one will connect to the one on the bottom, and this one will connect to the one on the top right there. Let me put it in. Alright, so the right side's done. As you can see, I put it in on the top, and then the bottom part, zoom it in over there, right there. So we just have to do the same thing on this side. It's not that hard. The hardest part is just try to get your hand inside, because the space is really tight. This side should be about the same right there. So we have to remove the stock one first. Same thing here, just use the same tool to try to release the lock like so. Here you go, let's remove. And the next process here, same thing, just unscrew the OEM connecting joint. You know, slowly do it so you don't lose that screw. Alright, last one is done. And next, replace it with the new bracket here. So I would just put one hand in here and then just go in from there. And the next process here, just replace with the power strut. Again, the wire down, and then just get it in there. It's really tight, but you have enough space to do it. Alright, so both sides of the power struts are done and installed. So the next part will be removing the lashing mechanism right here. Before you remove this lash right here, I was gonna tape it to mark where it is, and so we can put it back at the same spot, but it actually has the marking, as you can see right here. So it right there. So make sure, I don't think I just put the tape right here, but I don't want to cover the marking. So just take the picture of the marking. On both sides actually has the marking. Here on this side too, as you can see. So when we
put it back, we just have to make sure it matches right there. So it's actually aligned with this line. It's aligned with the line in the middle of the bracket. This one could be the same here. Let me see the line. Yeah, so it's aligned with the one in the middle. So when we put it back in, we just have to align those two lines there. All right, as you can see here, I put the masking tape to mark the position, but also take a picture where that alignment is, so we can put it back in the same spot. Now just use the 10mm socket wrench to unscrew it on both sides. Before we continue, I highly recommend to turn off the car first. So just go to the main menu and then go to safety, all the way down, power off. So after it's removed, unplug on the right side. So just unlock this and then just pull the wiring out. There you go. Alright, so now we have to install this power front lash right here. As I mentioned before, this we have to attach to this part, so facing the front. So this is the front of it. As you can see there, I'll just place right in and then just remove this out and then put this one in. It sits right underneath there, and now we have to wind it back in. There you go. Now place the whole thing back in here and then use the OEM screw to screw it back in. Now we screwed in place but not tight yet, because we have to align it back where it was before, exactly the same position. Otherwise, when the front close, it won't latch in, or it latch in too much. So we have to see the same position that you can see as before. Just align it back in right there. So good thing I put the masking tape on, because the bracket actually cover that alignment lines from the original one. So I just have to align it to the masking tape right there. So that's why you need the masking tape. Alright, after it's all aligned, just hold tight and then just tighten it back, screw it back in place. Alright, so next we have to pop the tow hook cover on your bumper open, and just push it in like a top angle this way, and then just pop it open like so, as you can see. So this actually really easy to fish through the emergency line, which is this one right here. So the emergency line actually connects to the motor for the lash that we just installed. So we have to fish it through underneath the bumper. As you can see the sunlight coming through, so you don't even need the fishing line to go through it. You just use another hand to pull it over on the other side. As you can see, it's really easy. Now it's over on the other side. So now we have to tighten this one right here with the zip tie along with this cable that connects to the cover. These two cables are emergency opening for your front trunk. Let's say the battery is dead, you just use like a jump starter, or I think you can use 9-volt small 9-volt battery to put on these, and then your front will just pop. So you use one of the zip ties that comes in the package, and then tie the handle, the pull handle, as you can see, to the wiring together like so. Now we just pull the rest back in, and then just close it back on at the same spot. There you go. Alright, so now let's start some wiring. So we have to get these are pretty much the pass-through. So we get the pass-through command, or the pass-through control, and the pass-through power. So let's start with the lash first, the one we just installed. So the first wiring would be D8 right here. So we plug into the same spot that we unplug the latch from the car, this one. So put it in like so, and then lock it in place. Now we plug the one from the car back into the one from the power frunk. There you go, lock in place. Now next is this one right here, D7. So this will connect to that the bracket that we connect to the lash. So make sure you angle it correctly. There you go, this way, and then plug it in. And next is the pass-through for the command or the control for the front, which is this one right here. Okay, so just unclip the original one from the car first, and then you see it's a similar color. Plug it in from the power frunk. Now it's the same, pass through here, plug in back to from the car to the power frunk. There you go. The first portion of the wiring is pretty much done. So next here is this one, brown and purple, which will connect to the suction unit, and this one also connects to the emergency unlash. So we have to just plug it in here. There you go. And the rest is connecting to a control box, which is this box right here. So this one, but we're not gonna connect that first. So first we have to connect the struts. So these are connecting to left and right struts. We will be wiring the box on this side of the car. So these struts, as you can see, the one on the right, the cable is too short, so that's why the package also came with the extension cable. So we have to plug this in to extend it on this side, to connect on this side. And there's also a power cable, so this power, which will be connecting to the positive from the 16-volt battery. And then this is ground. Let me show you. So this is ground, as you can see, it's labeled ground. That will connect to this screw right over here. All right, now let's connect the cable for the struts first. Okay, so this is the extension cable for the right strut. There you go. There you go. And I kind of ran the cable underneath this one right here, so we can kind of hide the cable. Goes underneath here, and then we'll go underneath this one also. Now connect the right strut to the main wiring, which will connect to the main control box. There you go. So that's the right one, and the left one is close enough, so we don't need extension. So just plug it in. Alright, so now let's install the power cable. So this will power our front trunk. So we have to connect to the lithium-ion 12-volt and 16-volt right here. So you have to undo this one. So this one we just slide it in right here, and then use the screw that came in the package. So the power front also come with this bolt right here. So it's 13 mils. You just tied it in. So next we have to connect the ground cable, which is this one right here, the black color. The new Model Y has only pretty much one spot that you can connect to ground. It's this one right here. So you have to lose this screw first. Then you can just slip the ground cable in there. Now we just slip the ground cable in, and then just tight it back in. Right now we are ready to connect everything together, and then we're gonna test it out. So first connect to the main control box first, which is this one right here. Make sure it's all the way in, and there, locked in place. And now we have a little speaker right here. You can connect it in, so it will make that noise beep every time you close or open there. And then last but not least, the power. power that we connected to the 16 volt. There you go. Now it should be operating right now. As you can see, it's blinking red. So we have to connect the on-off button, or power on, close, and open, which is this one right here. Okay, so just connect this emergency button back on. There you go. Now we have to turn the car back on first. So now the car is back on, so just press the button right here. Make sure everything is clear so it doesn't snap. There you go. Finger crossed, gonna lash in. Awesome, perfect. Right, now let's try to open it with the app. Alright, awesome, it works. Yeah, now we just have to clean up all the wire, run the wiring. So I'll be just hiding the control box, this one right here, to this part, like underneath somewhere here. And then this will be on the other side. And we just have to like zip tie everything together. Alright, so I just finished managing all the wiring. So I run the wire from the right struts underneath everything here, and then the power underneath everything here. So in my older Model Y, the shop put it in here somewhere, but I don't see anywhere that I can put it without, you know, it accidentally falling and then falling to the steering wheel rack, as you can see there. So I decided to hit it in here, as you can see, with the beeping, the speaker, and then just zip tied it really tight to this structure right here. This is the headlight, so it's nothing here. It's just hollow space, and then just, you know, hide all the plugs in here too, and then run the wire from here underneath and then across. You can see along with the car wiring, and then it goes to the suction, or the suction control unit underneath this panel right here. So I just zip tied it again on this side. So I tested it and the suction works fine. So this one goes here, and we still have the emergency line going in underneath here. Alright, so wiring is done, pretty much done. Zip tie everything so it shouldn't block the top when we put the top back in. So now let me put everything back in place, and then we'll test again. Right, so I put all the panels back in place. Looks good as new, like nothing happened to the car before. This is really cool. So now I can just use my phone or my Apple Watch to close and open the front trunk. As you can see, it closes, and let's try to open it. Same button here. That is so cool. Okay, now let's check out the alignment after it closes. Or you can use, of course, the emergency button to close too. So let's wait until it closes and see after it, you know, lash in, if the alignment of a front trunk is the same as the factory. As you can see, looks pretty good. It's flat and nothing protruding out, just like the factory. Alright, love the front trunk. I had it, well, I had it in my old Model 3, I already sold it, and also my older Model Y over there. Now I have it in my new Model Y Juniper 2. Now let's test out the safety feature on a power frunk. So in case your kids or yourself accidentally leave your hand on your frunk or your front trunk while it's closing, let's see if it will stop. So if I leave my hands here, it should stop. There you go, and it opens back in. Let's try again with a smaller hands. So right here, I try to make it as small as possible. As you can see, it doesn't snap. It just pinches a little bit, and it stops and goes back up. So that's really cool safety feature. As you can see in the video, the installation was not that complicated. It's just time consuming.
and I think mostly on the struts, removing and replacing the struts with that new brackets. Otherwise, just follow step by step in this video and you should be able to install the new power frunk on Model Y Juniper by yourself. This is my first time actually install it by myself. The first two cars that I had, the Model Y and Model 3, I had them installed at the shop in California, but this is my first time trying it myself and it was a lot easier than I thought. You know, I love the safety feature. I love how easy it is to use my front trunk now. Before I had my power front trunk installed on both of my cars, I rarely used the front trunk. Now I will use it a lot, especially, you know, put grocery in there, put the backpack in there, or anything that you need on the front trunk using the phone app like this. Just a click of the button and then the front trunk or the frunk will close, or I can open it and close with my Apple Watch too. There you go. Really convenient. I think it's worth installing it because now I will use the storage in the front trunk a lot more often. So you can put a backpack like this in the front trunk and just close it with the button inside. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching today's video. Make sure to put the link of this power front trunk from Hanshow in the description down below, and special discount code for you too. And don't forget to click like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome contents like this, and let me know in the comment down below what you think about a power front trunk for a Model Y Juniper and the convenience of using a power front compared to a non-power front. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth.